from Sumter, South Carolina, a small town. That's where I grew up at. I am the youngest of two other sisters. I grew up in a single parent home. So it was quite a struggle from here to there for my mom to take care of all of us. But I remember as a young child, probably around the age of 5 or 6, I fell in love with performing. When I was standing in front of the TV, I can't remember who was performing, you guys. But I just had a burning desire and a passion, and I knew that that's what I was born to do. So from that point on, I incorporated that in everything that I did. From playing with my Barbie dolls to playing house and playing with my teddy bears, and we are all going on a big vacation. I was inventive. I was courageous. I was bold. I was creative, and I was very imaginative. Everything that I did was imaginative. It evolved around all of that. My life has been up and down, but I'm at this point that I am today. Being that little girl has taught me that I can do anything that I dream of. When I first saw the performance on TV, that just set my whole mode for my life. My sisters, they didn't really get involved in what I did. My mom didn't really get involved in what I did. I had to become a self-encourager at a very young age. So I was totally into myself. And I started dancing and singing in the mirror and started being who I always dreamt of being. I used to have these dreams about being on TV and just being able to do the things that I love to do. So as I got older, probably around in my teenage years, I was a tomboy. I loved playing basketball with the boys, and I loved running off of the bus, doing cartwheels and backflips, me and my sister. And that was all cool. But I was basically into me, doing the things that I love to do. I love the outdoors. So as I got a little older, in my high school years, I started a group, a singing group, me and 3 of my other girlfriends. And we started singing in like talent shows and going different places and winning awards and stuff like that. But after high school, they stopped, but I kept going. So I knew it was something within me that I was supposed to do, but I didn't know what it was. And as I was younger, I just knew it was something different about me. I always felt like there was something special, but I never wanted to feel like I was better than anyone else. But around the age of 18, I gave birth to my daughter in 2002. And I was selfish before my daughter, but when she came along, I became selfless. I became more about making this thing happen for her life. This is a dream, yes, but it's not about me anymore. It's bigger than me now. And it all happened for the better, for me becoming the woman that I am today. She has helped me along this journey, which has been tough. But my daughter ended up being in a single parent home also. I ended up being like my mom. But it taught me to be strong. It taught me life's lessons and how to do things on my own. So life went on. My daughter, dad and I, we didn't last. But I was still slept with my daughter, and I was happy about it. Then eventually, later on, I got married, moved to California, and that didn't work either. The Lord was trying to tell me, look, that's not what I have for your life. I was pretty disobedient back then. I'm more obedient now, but back then, through the obstacles and the challenges and the opposition and the adversity and the doubt and the fear, he's still using me. So I thank God that he's not like people. I've lost friends along the way that I thought was for me, but really wasn't for me. And all in all, I believe that I'm a pretty good person. I treat people well. I try to treat people the way that I want to be treated. And I love people. But I had to go through some tough things in California because I was being hard-headed. My mama told me not to marry him, not to do it, but I did it anyway. Okay? And sometimes we have to learn on our own. Sometimes it don't take somebody telling us what to do. Sometimes we just got to go through it ourselves. And that's what I did. So I had to fight because when I had my son and my daughter, which is 10 years apart, it was like I was starting all over again. And wow, I'm about to be a single mom again, now with 2 kids. Now I really got to make this dream come true. This dream had really got to happen. And by that point, I already knew who the Lord was, who was in control of my life. So I had to fight a court battle to get my son and to take him to South Carolina and to move back to my mom's house, which was great humility for me. But it all worked out. It all panned out in the end. My son is with me now and my daughter, and they're looking up to me. So what do? God was with me in that courtroom because I know that without him, I wouldn't be able to do it at all. I had no family in California. I had no friends. I didn't know anyone. And he had the money, and what did I have? I had the Lord, and I had my children. And that's all I needed. But long story short with that, I won the court case because I had the best lawyer in town, the Lord. And we moved back home to my mom's house. And when we got there, I decided to start a dance hip-hop class for women to help them, to encourage and inspire them and to empower them with their health and to get in shape. And they was like, oh, Tiffany, I wanna look like you, you know. And I'm like, no, you ain't got to look like me. Just keep looking like you because only you can do you better than anyone else. So the dance class came about when I was in California while I was going through my divorce and we had to live together. I was going to the gym and I started going to the hip-hop dance class there. So that motivated me to start that when I went back home to South Carolina. And that was a success because I did it for the community. I wasn't looking for any money. I just wanted to help myself out because I was stressed at the time, and I didn't know I was stressed. My mom was like, Tiffany, you're stressed. You need to sit down and stop sweeping. I used to get up and sweep the house all the time, and I didn't even know that was taking a toll on my life. But the Lord took me in such a different direction. Everything just started opening up for me. Just looking back on me being that young girl who was dancing and singing and modeling and acting in the mirror and just portraying different artists and using the mop and the broom to dance together and to get married and to sit down and eat some ramen noodles and act like I'm at some spectacular event with some fancy people. I love to do things like that. I just love to imagine things because that's where your dream comes in. That's where vision starts happening. So, long story short, later on, a couple years after I moved back home, I was blessed by the Lord to go into a studio. It really wasn't a studio. It was like a house, but they had equipment. And I was like stunned. Like it was something that God blessed me to stumble upon. So I stumbled upon it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Because I came to a point in my life where I said, Lord, I know that I'm not doing what I've always dreamt of doing. But I'm going to be happy in my life in spite of me not living my dream. And when I said that, I promise you, everything just started opening up for me. Because I showed him that I was going to be happy regardless if he didn't give me what I wanted. My whole life changed. I started going in the studio, writing music, doing things that I didn't know. And I started rapping too. And I didn't know that I could do those things. Even though I was doing those things in the mirror, I didn't know why I was doing those things in the mirror. And he was preparing me for such a time as this. So now everything that I was doing in the mirror, I can do to motivate you and help you along your journey, to inspire you, to encourage you, to empower you. That's my mission. My mission is to help you. So, with that being said, I just wanted to be a generational curse breaker. It became less about me and more about everybody else that's around me. Because this is not only going to just change my life, it's going to change everyone else's life around me.